All right, Brian, you going down?
Yeah.
Delving
Alrighty.
into the darkness? Let's do it.
You descend a long set of stairs that are pretty tall for you. At the bottom, you get to a long hallway. The walls are plastered and painted with the similar sort of evil um, types of art that you saw in the temple. Various creatures ripping apart, humanoids, demonic-looking faces, that kind of thing, just all along the walls. You, when you get to the bottom of the stairs, you can see that it extends about 40 feet westward, and then left and right are openings, and then the passage continues on straight as well.
I'll peek around to the left first.
The left passage is pretty short. It immediately tees and goes west and east again.
And I'll look off to the right.
That one continues off beyond your range of vision with infravision. Speaking of which, there are some people in your party, specifically Baez and brother Rabe, need either some sort of light source or to be handheld by somebody, because it is completely dark down here.
So nobody's followed me down yet, right?
Correct. We're waiting for you to come back up and give the
I'm going to go ahead and see if I hear anything.
Okay, give me a... You did it. Perfect. It is eerily quiet. The only thing you hear is like the same sort of eerie hum and airflow noises that you have been. And if you're listening to the clean feed, that's pretty much all you hear.
All right, go back up and tell them that I don't hear anything down there. It's pretty dark.
Cold. Feels wrong.
Well, it is evil.
All right, you people that can't see, do you guys have torches?
That would be Rob and Baez.
I can cast a light spell on something.
You have to sing the song to do that, right? So this little light is mine.
Well, you're welcome to cast it on your weapon. If you want to cast it on my weapon, you can. I can see pretty okay down there, but it's your
I
call.
can cast it on my shield and carry it with me that way.
Okay. When you cast it, just there should be an effect that has a duration attached to it. Just put that on yourself. I don't know how long that spell lasts. Imagine that's in there somewhere.
Who popped in? Was that Bill?
It's me.
It's
Oh,
Luke.
it's Luke. Okay. Yeah, we just got started, Luke. We haven't gone down. We went down the staircase over by the throne, and there was some sort of runed, magically runed door down there with very large chains on it, and Brian had to save versus spells to go down there, and he saved. So we decided we're just not going down that stairway. We're picking a different way.
Got it.
I think that stairway is for a later date.
I guess there is no audio for casting light. I thought I had a thing set up for everything cast.
I don't know. Maybe you
Aye.
should find a song like Brian suggested, have it play that.
Or the sound of the little chain being pulled on a light.
How about that?
There you go.
It works.
Alright. Okay, so you got your torch, or you got your shield lit up for 100 rounds. Which is what? 5 turns?
10 turns.
Yeah, you're right. See, I need you for my math.
It's supposed to be an hour plus a turn a level, so it'd be what,
What level are you?
a level 4. So yeah, that'd be
That's
6
it.
turns in an hour, right?
Yep, that's exactly right. 100 rounds.
Look at that. I did math right at one point. I only need to do it once. That's
So I
valid.
tell everybody what, the hallways down there, which way we want to head out. And I'll go scout that direction.
I'm always going to say go right. Makes things a little easier.
Say go what?
Right.
I will do that. I head down and go to the right.
I
Okay.
didn't hear anything in his description that would lead me to go one way, to lead me to believe that one way was more dangerous than the other. So
Yeah.
I would just go right.
Okay, so just while we're thinking about it, the party sheet, the order is correct. Yes, the marching format. Right now, it's obviously not going to be if Garten is leading,
Right. Garton's got to go scout.
but everybody else is coming down the stairs, or where is everybody else going to be while you're exploring?
He said he was going to go scout the right, so I'm going to stay up top of the stairs looking down.
All right. Alrighty, Brian. So you have already went down the stairs before. You've looked left, you look right. So if you want to move up right, which will be north, and explore that area, that's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I looked left, looked right, and where I look right, that's the direction I'm headed.
Okay. The passage continues on for about 60 feet. And then again, it goes off into all four compass directions, north, south, east, and west. And you're coming in from the south. You have a passage to your right, to your left, and it continues on straight.
I'll make a right-hand turn and go check that way.
Okay. As soon as you turn, you can see that the passage opens up about 30 feet from where you're at, opens up into a larger room. You can't see the other side of it, but the passage just opens up into a large room. And you can see actually some pillars that are a little bit beyond the entryway there.
All right, I will come back and get the group and tell them I found a room with some pillars in it.
Let's go. I like pillars. So I'll head down and go down the passage towards the room with the party in tow.
Is everybody else going?
Yep.
Okay.
Party in tow.
Alrighty. So you guys make it down the stairway. Leads you down the hallway and tells you to take a right. You do. You go down another 60 feet, take a right, and then 30 feet, you see the large room that he was talking about. And you can see there is a set of pillars 10 feet in, and then another 10 feet beyond that is another set of pillars. And there will be, there's some other things in there to your left and right, but you can't really tell what they are by just looking down the hallway.
Okay. I will move to just inside the room so that I can see the
Second.
I'm assuming there's no doorway or no door, right?
No, it's just a passage. You're just
Yep, got it.
passage, yeah.
So this is more like a hall then that we're popping in?
Yes, a hall that opens up into a large room, chamber, that sort of thing. All right, so you're going to move into the room, or I'm sorry,
Just
I was
inside the room, yes. Just inside so that I can
like
see
the first 10 feet in.
full scope of the room. Yep.
Okay. So you move in, and you can see that the passage is a 30 wide by about 70 feet long. There's a door in the far north wall, dead center. There's one southwest of you in the west wall. as you stand there and look, and you're peering around to see if see what's there, you can see pillars that they're pretty large pillars. They're like 5 or 6 foot around, and they go up, beyond, almost beyond your sight on the far ones. The ones in the front are a little shorter, but the ceiling in here is massive. You can't see the ceiling itself. And as you're looking around, you kind of hear this click, click, click. The loud part you didn't kind of hear. You really heard it, and everybody else did too. And to your west, back towards the party, these massive steel gates slam down between you and the party.
Okay.
And at that moment, you begin to hear this soft sort of voice. Sounds like your mother when you were growing up, singing you a lullaby. And I need you to make a save versus spells. If you have wisdom bonuses, you can use them. Makes it. Awesome. I don't think you have encountered these before, at least with this character. But let's see. I now need you. Actually, everybody can stuff. Begin to hear the same sort of noises that he heard.
So you're asking for an initiative?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it got cut off there, but
Oh,
I heard
sorry.
I heard Iv, so I assumed it was coming.
I've put my mic a little closer to my face. Maybe that'll help. Looks like we were good. Bias is not here. All right, Journey. You hear the same sort of sound that I described to Bunyan, except it sounds like your mother singing to you. What are you going to do? You also heard the gate slam, and you are cut off from Bunyan as well. Let me see. As far as the order would be, you would be behind Miramar.
Are these solid gates?
They are portcullis, I think what they call it. 1 second, let me check, make sure. Heavy barred gate. Heavy barred gate. Big gate. So what does Brother Robbie want to do?
Well, I guess I'm back from the gate itself, but
You're on this side of it.
Yeah, I want to look for any way to maybe open it, like a switch, a plate, a bar, something hidden, I guess, probably, but see what I can see.
So you're going to look for a hidden passage, or are you just going to look for bars or levers? I mean, I will tell you right now, as you walked in to the hallway, your light source lit up the wall all the way into the thing. So if there had been a lever that was, there, you would have seen it. There doesn't appear to be one, obvious.
Right, but I'm figuring there may be some kind of secret, like panel or something. So I guess
Okay.
you'd say a secret door, yeah.
Okay, that's what we're doing. All right, so that's what Robbie's doing. He's spending his time looking for some kind of hidden catch somewhere to where he can maybe find a lever and pull or push or do something. That's what you're going to spend your time, and we'll determine that next round because it's going to take you the whole round to do that. Grimlock.
Okay. Do I see bad guys in there? Is there?
You do
said
not.
You guys have encountered these before. So,
no, I did not. I
haven't?
said you haven't encountered these before.
So when you said these is nothing I can see,
No, not all you hear right now is these voices that sound like your mother.
Okay, I am going to attempt to lift the gate with all my might.
With all your might. Before we do
I
that,
realize that the gate shut behind me, right? And
Right.
that the party is on the other side of it,
Yep.
correct? Yeah, then I
Mhm.
will try and open the gate.
before we do are you going to wait for somebody to help you, or are you just going to try to do it by yourself?
No, I will definitely yell at the party and, hey, let's see if we can get this gate up. And so, yes, I will wait for people to help.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you to the end after all your party members. So if they want to help you, they can, and that'll give you a bonus on your roll.
Sounds good.
All right, go ahead and move it to the next person. Are you going to advance it, Charles?
Sorry. I'll try and be good about that tonight.
All right.
All right.
Garten.
Garten is going to move. How far was it from the intersection down to where this room opened up?
Exactly 50. Well, from the crossroads spot to where Grimlock is 50 feet. Exactly.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to that intersection, continue on around, and see if I can find a way into one of the other doors that's in that chamber where he's at.
So you want to go back and go north or south, or which way? You want to go right or left? This is what I guess I should say.
When I get to the intersection, I'll go right.
Okay.
Down the passageway I have not been.
All right.
See if it goes around to the side door.
As soon as you turn, you see the hallway goes off and then kind of turns off to the right, and that's right at the edge of your vision. You want to keep going?
Yeah, I'm going to keep going.
All right, you get all the way down to that spot that I described, and then it kind of comes around another corner, and then you see it keeps going straight again, as far as you can see. But there's another passage that shoots off kind of at a 45-degree angle, about 20 feet in.
Which way does it go? Right or
to the right, which would
Follow
be
that one to the
east northeast. Okay. As soon as you move into that passage, you can see 30 feet in. It opens up to a large octagonal shaped room, and we're going to pause it there and go to the next guy.
Yeah. Let me advance it.
Thank you. Alrighty. You see this, and I wish I had a picture, but I don't. Hold on. The creature has a body of a vulture, the upper torso and head of a woman. The features are youthful but hideous, with frayed, unkempt hair and decaying teeth. And as soon as this thing swoops down near you, it just reeks. It makes you want to just gag because it stinks so bad. But it swoops down with its wings and then attempts to claw you as it lands. And this is for Grimlock. And the one claw hits you for 3 damages.
Gotcha.
And right after that one had landed, you could see that another one is flying around to your east and attempts to do the same thing, just one claw as it lands, and it misses. Miramar, what you gonna do?
Alright, recognizing these immediately, I'm gonna start cutting pieces off of the cloak, the black cloak, packing ration into it, making earplugs, and let the party know. Anything you can, try to plug your ears.
That's right. You have fought these.
Yes, Miramar is very aware of what these.
Now Grimlock hasn't. Alrighty. If you're going to spend the round doing that, go ahead and advance it. There you go. Jareth, what are you going to do?
I did a quick review of my inventory. I just don't know what I would stuff in my ears.
I will remind you guys that somebody did pick up some candles that's made of wax. I probably shouldn't remind you.
Yeah, I don't have any candles.
Well, if
I
you're
think they're
watching,
in my inventory.
if you're watching Miramar, he's literally cutting strips and packing a dry ration into cloth and rolling it and putting it in. This is what he did last time.
Okay, I'm going to take you at your word, Miramar. I'm going to try and do the same thing.
Alrighty. If that's what you're going to do, go ahead and advance it.
Oh, shit. I forget how to advance it. What do I got to do to advance it?
From the combat tracker, the next actor button, the little down arrow.
There it is.
There you go. All right, Grimlock. Doesn't look like anybody's going to help you. So what I need you to do is to give me a D20 in the tower, please.
D20 in the tower on the.
You strain and grunt, and you kind of hear a little shift, but the gate does not come open.
Thanks, guys.
Right, and since he's here, Baez, you go last.
Hey guys, I apologize for being late. I was helping my daughter. Let's see. I don't see a map.
No, you won't.
So, what's the deal? Where are we?
You are in a hallway, leads into a 30 by 70 room. Grimlock stepped in and was, peering around to see what was in there before you guys moved in. About 10 seconds after he kind of moved in to look around, this giant gate, barred gate slams between him and you guys. And so he's locked in between, in there, and you guys are on the other side. And the noises that you're hearing behind the gates are the sounds that remind you of your mother singing you to sleep.
Oh shit. Okay. Singing to sleep, huh? Okay. Well, with my whopping strength, I don't know that I'll be as much help. Hold on a second. Yeah, I got like a 10 strength. And what did they have to do? Like a bend bars or lift gates to try to...
I tried to open it, but I failed. I asked the party to help me, and they decided to put earplugs in their ears and look at the walls.
Hey, Garden at least went to try and find another door.
My character was miffed, to say the least.
That's all right. I got your back, buddy. I'm gonna try to help you out. At least I hope this helps you. So I'm probably not gonna be lifting any kind of gate with a 10 strength, but I do have protection from evil because being an abjurer and everything. So hopefully that'll help him out.
You're gonna stick your hand through the gate and cast protection from evil on him?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to come close to the gate because I got to touch you.
Yeah, he's already on it.
Inside the gate.
Yeah, and nobody else is up there, so you're good. Just go ahead and
trying to lift it.
Cast it and place it on him.
Absolutely. All right. Let's see. I have to drop that in the party thing, or is that the combat?
If you want to put it on him, you'll need to either target him and then click on the effect button, or drag the effect button and drop it on top of him.
Okay, let me try the drag.
You've already got him targeted, so you're good.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that worked or not because it just kind of blinked at me and I didn't see.
Yeah, in the combat tracker on your line, it shows who you have targeted. It says targets and then who.
Okay, I'm sorry. I see it now. All right, good. Protection from evil, I need to drag the effect. And that is the dude that is walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I hope this is the right one.
Well, there's probably two. One's protection from evil, one's protection from good. So we'll know immediately if it shows up as
Crap, I don't. Did that work?
you did protection from good, not
good.
evil.
I did. I knew I was gonna screw that up.
Yeah, I'll remove it. Just if you mouse over the little men, you can see which one is for. Like you'll see the effect string, and you'll see good or evil.
Yep, there it is. Okay. Okay. All right, so it's the one on the right. You need me to drag it on him again? Or?
Yeah, just click it. There you go.
Cool.
Awesome. And if you are done, go ahead and advance to the next person. You guys hear the bell this time?
Yes.
No.
It is. It's
very subtle.
It
in the
is.
background.
It is. I didn't want it to be too loud, but the battle really doesn't help. I need, I guess, find something louder. I was afraid that it would be too loud, but there we go. So everybody needs to roll initiative, please. There are some louder bells that I may do.
Yeah, I would definitely, because it's drowned out by that background noise. That's
Yeah.
how low.
Yeah, every time I tested, I wasn't testing it with harpy battle music going on in the background. There we go. All right, Jarny, you spent your time examining the walls as quickly as possible, looking for any kind of hidden catch, passage, or something that would be of use to bring this wall up, and you found absolutely nothing. The wall appears to be completely solid on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely.
My thoughts exactly.
I guess I can try to lift it myself.
You can certainly get up there and try to lift it up if you would like. Is that what you'd like to do?
Yes.
Alrighty. Give me a d20 in the tower. Realize when you look at this, you're like, holy shit, this is like me trying to lift up a back of, a big Lincoln Continental. I mean, it just looks overwhelming.
Looks like the kind of thing that would take more than one person to lift, right? Is that what you meant to say?
Certainly would be helpful to have more than one guy doing it, yes. So
I'm
if you would like to try
my
to
hands and rub them together and then grab a hold and give it the old heave.
If you would like to try to get some other people to help you, you can certainly try that, or you can just try to do it yourself. The way I did it with Charles is if you want to try to do that, you'll go at the end of the round. That gives everybody a chance to do if they're going to help, because you only get one roll, and if I roll it now, you won't get the bonuses if, or if somebody else decides to be the main person, you're giving them a bonus. So if you would rather do that, we certainly can, and we'll put you at the end of the round.
Yeah, I'll do that. I want to say, I'll get up there and say, hey, let's work together. Let's see if we can lift this thing up.
Brilliant idea. All right,
And
so
move next to it to grab purchase and help or get help.
Okay. Go ahead and advance the line then. And we'll put your initiative at 99. Alrighty. The harpy to the north screeches and attempts to claw bite on Grimlock. She claws, she bites, she claws again, and the claw hits for 3 damage. Baez.
All right, do I have line of sight on this thing?
Do you have line of sight on the harpies?
Yeah.
Yes, they are. You're looking through the slots in the door, and you have Brother Jarny and Grimlock there in front of the door, on either side of it. But you can see them, at least one of them that's directly to the east. You can't see the one to the north very clearly.
That's the one that's getting targeted with a sleep spell then.
Okay. Roll a 2d4, please.
No, that didn't. It just cast it. Damn it. All right. I just need 2d4. All right.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right. So you cast your spell. The dust kind of glitters and falls on top of them, and just kind of, they seem to be completely oblivious to it. Both of them.
Yeah, crap. All right. Worth a shot.
All righty. If you're done, advance the time. Grimlock,
All
what you gonna
right.
do?
Well, I have failed to open the door. Little Miff did that, but that's okay because this just simplifies my situation. So my guy just smiles at this point, turns around, faces the harpies, looks at him, his eyes open wide, and he says, "Chicken! I love chicken!" and he's like, "My favorite piece of chicken is the leg," and he takes a big hack at one of the harpies' legs.
All righty, let's see if he hits. That is not going to do it.
That's it for me.
Jareth.
All right, so I'm on the wrong side of the gate to
Mhm.
do anything to these harpies, correct?
Correct.
How big are the openings in the portcullis, like between the bars?
They're not big enough for, a halfling to get through, but somebody could stick their arm through.
I was just thinking somebody could fire a projectile or something through it, like a sling stone or an arrow. Or
It would definitely count as some sort of cover. You would be at -4 just to shoot through the planks or the slats. Let's use that term. The steel slats you're shooting through.
Gotcha.
So how far away is the nearest harpy from me?
If you were right next to the gate, they would be in range of your spear. However, Brother Jarny is standing at the gate trying to get people up there to help him lift it. So
Okay,
it's up to
I'm
you.
gonna try and help lift the gate then.
Okay.
Now
Go
that
ahead
my
and-
ears are plugged.
Okay. Go ahead and move to the next person, and I will put you at the end of the round.
Okay.
Garden. All right.
Alright,
So
I came to an octagonal room.
yes. 1 second. It's you can see it's kind of got a faint light in the middle of it, or it's coming from the ceiling. You're looking at from the passage coming from the southwest. You're going northeast into this octagonal room. You haven't moved into it. I stop you, 20 feet away, but you can see that there's some sort of light from the ceiling. You can't see the entire room. You can only see part of it. What do you want to do?
So I go up to the opening and I look around and see if I can see any doors in that room.
You see no other exits, and it looks like there's some sort of moss or lichen or something on the ceiling that's giving off a very, very faint light, and you can see some little things up there kind of twitching.
All right, so I turn around and haul ass back to the party.
Advances to the next
Will do.
person. And that is Harpy to the east. And she laughs at your chicken leg comment. Not really. She doesn't speak common. And she's going to try to claw, bite your face.
Who she attack?
Grimlock.
She does get a -2 if she's evil.
Right. And it should be automatically calculated
Okay,
if she is
cool.
evil.
Good.
Yeah. I will check. I hit AC -4 versus 2. Yeah, defensive effects It's not actually -2. It's just 1. Showing on my thing here.
Huh. All right.
Double check the spell. I think the single version is just 1. Maybe it's a 2e change. I don't know, but it's showing as a 1. But he hit she hit -4 anyways. And that will be 1 damage to Grimlock. Miramar.
If there's still room to get up to the gate and help,
Absolutely.
then I would
Yeah.
move in to help.
So that will put us at the lift the gate stage. So the best way to do it is to have the person with the high strength do the test. Everybody else is just going to give that person a bonus. So looking at you guys, or all of you guys, 13. Yes. So it doesn't matter who makes the roll. It's going to give whoever ends up doing the roll is going to get a +2 to the roll. Who wants to do it?
I'll do it. It was my idea.
Alrighty. I'm going to move to Journey because all you guys are doing the same thing. Go ahead and give me the roll. In the tower, you will need to do the situational modifier down there on the bottom left with the +2. With all 3 of you guys grunting and groaning and straining, it comes up about a 1/4 of an inch, and then just you guys have to let it go, and it just drops back down. You cannot get it up.
Oh, I heard that one. That was good.
Next round.
That seemed louder.
Yeah, if you click the button, it has like a left and a right, and a little quieter, a little louder. So we'll see how it works.
That was perfect. That was perfect volume.
Yeah, I like that volume.
The problem
That's
is
good that
I can't tell it to use just that one. It's going to randomly pick between the 3 different tones for that bell. So some of them may not show up very well. But some other time I'll see if I can find a better bell that's louder all the time. So Jareth and Robbie, you need to roll initiative.
Initiative. Okay.
All right. Looks like everybody has rolled except for Brother Rob.
Do I have to double click it?
If you're not dragging it, yeah. Oh. Wow, you guys rolled some really good initiative. All right. So Miss Harpy gets to go again, and she's going to do the same thing. Claw bites against and missed all 3 times. And our first person is Jareth.
I know that Garton looked for. Was it Garton that looked for some kind of invisible control or hidden control?
No, that was Brother. And I really want to change the guy's name to Brother
Barney.
Just call him Barney. I need to change his token to the little purple dinosaur. Barney. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to look for some kind of release or catch or something like that for the gate.
Okay, so where are you looking? You can obviously, I mean, you can tell immediately there's no obvious switches or any levers or anything on the walls in here from this hallway that you're in.
So it's either back a ways or it's on the other side of the closed off area.
It's not near, I mean, you don't see an immediate switch, lever, wheel, windlass, anything.
I wouldn't say that my character I wouldn't say that Jareth has a wealth of knowledge about mechanical traps like this, but he would know something about him, given his background. Where might a catch like this be? In a side room that we've passed or something like that?
Well, if you were making one, you would probably put it somewhere where people wouldn't find it, and maybe not in the immediate vicinity, possibly.
Not in the immediate vicinity is what I would think.
Yeah.
Since this thing is just enormously heavy, and 3 of us trying to lift it couldn't do it. I'm not sure that we can actually lift it while Grimlock is under attack. So, and I'm not going to be able to stab these harpies except with the staff spear.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to change weapons to the staff spear.
Okay. You didn't have a weapon equipped, so if you want to just immediately use it, I will let you do that because you're standing there at the portcullis thing already. You are going to be, since you're fighting through the gate, I'm gonna give you a penalty of -2 to hit, which is really gonna make it hard for you because you're not proficient with this thing, aren't you? So, but that's what it's gonna be.
Extra long. Maybe I'll get a 20. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. And the
Harpy 1, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one to the east. The one to the north, you wouldn't be able to get a good stab off. All right, a 10. Okay, and move us to the next person.
Well,
what is Garden gonna do?
I'm going to try to determine what triggered the trap. If it was something on this side or if it was something that he did on the other side.
So you want to move up to the gate and look?
Yeah.
Okay. That will be your action. Go ahead and give me the check in the tower. And you can advance as well. You can see the plates, the floor that he is standing on is sunk by ever so slightly a little amount.
He's standing on it right now.
Mm-hmm. Miramar.
Tell him get off of it.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, I want to try to take shots now at the heart.
Okay, you're going to use your longbow?
Yep.
Okay. You won't be at a penalty because it's basically like shooting through, those arrow slits in a tower. So take your shots. Grimlock is shorter than you are, and you've got one to the east that you can take a shot at.
All right, and that's Harpy.
That will be Harpy number 1, yeah. Nat 20. That's a hit.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Get in there.
Sweet. One more. Ooh, 19. Look at that. Double tapping. Alrighty. So, Harpy in the north, seeing its sister get shot twice, is not too happy, but she's going to continue to claw bite against Grimlock. She bites for 1. She claws for another 3. Claws again and misses. Baez.
Okay, sorry, my daughter was here again. All right, so I have prepared a summon swarm spell. I need a percentile roll, it looks like. It looks like I've just summoned a swarm of bats that will attack whatever harpies can fit in a 10-foot area. So the swarm basically takes a 10-foot block. So I'm going to target one or more of the harpies, whatever's going to be most advantageous.
So you have, both of them are, one's on the north side and one's on the east side. The only way you could hit both of them is if you also hit Grimlock with the swarm. So my thoughts is your guy would probably select the one that everybody else has been shooting at anyways, the one to the east. So what does it do? I know it's either 1 damage if they're defending against it and a D4 plus 1 if they're not.
D4 plus 1 per 3 levels of caster. So yeah, so it's D4 plus 1 for me. Makes spellcasting impossible. It cannot be fought effectively with weapons. Area effect can force it to disperse. Mainly, it does 1d4 plus 1 unless they're actively defending against it, and it disrupts spellcasting.
Okay, so what I'd like for you to do is to... and this swarm is not dependent on a single target. You can move it around.
I have to concentrate on it. No. The caster must remain stationary and undisturbed to control the swarm. If his concentration lapses or breaks, the swarm disperses in 2 rounds. The swarm is stationary once conjured, so I have to pick a spot.
Okay, so there is an effect on the summon swarm.
Mhm.
Click that, and that will keep track of the duration, because I think it's got a duration. That way you don't have to keep track of it. And so you summon the swarm, and she is not defending against it, so the immediate effect is going to be doing d4 plus 1, and if you can remove Grimlock as your target, and then make it as your target, Harpy number 1, you can just click the damage that's on that spell. Actually, it looks like the Summon Swarm spell doesn't have the duration attached to the effect, probably because it just lasts as long as you keep concentrating, would be my guess.
Probably. I'll double check that for you in a second.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Did that add that to the right one? It did, right?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Yes, it did. Yep, it certainly did. All right. So you are done. You can hand it off to the next person. Grimlock, you see a swarm of bats come out of nowhere practically and begin attacking the harpy to the east.
In actuality, I didn't see it. I didn't see it because my guy is staring at this chicken. And he's yelling, "Chicken is my favorite food.
Winter chicken dinner.
Barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it." And right as he says saute it, he swings his axe right at this chicken's leg.
Does he hit?
And then he keeps talking. He goes,
You get another
chicken
one.
kebabs, chicken creole, chicken gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried, pineapple chicken, lemon chicken, coconut chicken,
Chicken
pepper
nuggets.
chicken, shrimp chicken, chicken stew, chicken salad, chicken and potatoes, chicken burger, chicken sandwich. And then right as he says chicken sandwich, he swings again.
There you go. 19. Woo! And you
Is it
hit
a large
solidly.
creature?
I don't think so. Let me check. What size? Nope. They're 6 foot. And that was to
Harpy 2.
Harpy number 2. The one to the north is the one you're fighting. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one I've been swinging at.
Okay.
That's it. I lick my lips as I hand the turn over to the next person.
All right, brother Barney. What is your action?
I'm casting a whole person. We'll try to catch both of them.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube, so
Yep.
they're
Roll
within
a.
20 feet.
You got to roll a d4 first. See if you actually can get 2. And you don't. So pick the one you want. You can either do the one with the bats all flying around it and attacking it, or the one that Grimlock is attacking.
I'll do the one Grimlock's attacking.
Okay. Target Harpy number 2 and make it and cast a spell on it.
Okay, how do I target in the combat tracker?
You can either drag and drop the cast dice on Harpy number 2, or you can control left click the token for the Harpy on their bar. There you go. The Harpy did not save. And so go ahead and click on the hold person duration. That's a little person running effect. And it looks held. It is unmoving. It is surrounded by solid light. It cannot move. And next round. Go ahead and roll initiative. Alrighty, Baez. You are still holding your summon swarm, I take it?
That's correct. I am concentrating and
Alrighty.
controlling that swarm.
Go ahead and give the harpy a d4 plus 1. There you go.
Oh, crap. Well, 2's better than 0.
And advance it to the next person.
Yep, sorry.
The one with the bats on it still seems to be more intent on Grimlock, although it may not be next round. But right now she is going to do one claw, and a bite against Grimlock, and hits with the last claw for 3 damage. Garten.
So I can see what triggered it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Garten think that Grimlock moving off of it would have any effect on
Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Tower.
I did.
It could go either way. It really depends on who set the trap and what their intent
Okay, he's
was.
going to try to determine, looking at where the plate is and like where the thing came down, to see if he can find a way that will open this gate. If he has to go searching down the wall for a special lever, hidden plate, something else.
I will tell you that without doing that, since you've already done your find traps roll, that the trap is on the other side of the portcullis, and you can't get access to what you need to find out where it goes from here.
Okay. We can just see that it came down out of the ceiling.
Yes. Now, if you were where Grimlock was, you could, get, into the trap and kind of get a better idea of what wire it pulled or pushed or twisted or something, gears that did, but you can't get to that from this side.
All right. I will tell Grimlock he might want to move off the pressure plate. That might help some.
You sure that's the last thing you want to do? You really haven't done anything. I mean, you said something, which
I can't. I'm looking. I just that's what he's going to do. I can't. There's nothing I can do from this side of the
Okay. Grimlock, here you go.
So this harpy in front of me just got a lot easier to hit, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
1 second. Let me see what the held rolls are, because oof, that's gonna come out really good on my recording.
Wow.
Sorry, I may just leave it in there. Let me see. What are we looking for? Combat modifiers. That's what I want to see. Standard modifiers. There is a thing for held somewhere. I just don't remember where, so I'm trying to find it. Modifiers, initiative. I think it's automatic, but I want to make sure. Although I think since you're still in combat, you may have to make a roll. Okay, here we go. No, that's punching. Come on. I think I'm going to have to look it up in the book. Dang it. That music, man. Modifiers. Okay. Defender asleep or held. Automatic. If the defender is attacked during the course of a normal melee, the attack automatically hits and causes normal damage. If no other fighting is going on, you can kill them. So you do automatic damage for each attack you would have.
Okay.
Actually, let me double check. Maybe it's more. All is defender. Okay. Yeah, no, it doesn't say anything about additional attacks. So it's whatever your normal attacks, how many you have. So.
Okay, well, I can see that this guy has just got a lot easier. And I've already got a big, huge gash on the front of this thing's leg. And I just heard my buddy behind me yell at me. He's like, "Move off that damn piece of floor you're..." And, of course, I'm just smiling from here. And I yell out, "Chicken!" And I tumble underneath this harpy to the backside and swinging it from the rear. Or at least I attempt to.
You're going to tumble through.
Yeah, the harpy is it like on the ground? Is it flying above the ground? What is this thing doing?
Neither one of them are flying. They have landed on the ground so they can claw call about you. But you're short enough that if you want to try to, just tumble through between the legs, especially on the, you're talking about the one to the north, right? The one you've been fighting.
Talking to the one that's like inanimate right now.
Right. You can definitely give me a dex check with a +4 bonus.
All right.
If you don't make it, you will forego your attack but be on the other side. And you succeeded by 6, so you get to the other side and get to do your damage to the creature.
Okay, and so the idea is that I am going at the other half of the leg. It's like chopping down a tree. I chopped the front half, now I'm chopping the back half. Gonna take that leg clean off.
Okay.
All right, so. And you said you just want me to apply damage, right?
Yep, absolutely. Just roll the damage.
And then my guy yells, "It's what's for dinner!"
I need you to do one other thing for me before we go to the next person. Give me a D6 in the tower, please.
Me?
Uh-huh. As you were making your leap between the legs of the harpy, you noticed some part of the wall looked slightly different than the construction around it, such that you think it's either some kind of either new construction or it's some kind of poorly hidden door, and I'll leave it at that. Jarny.
Is it on the same wall as the gate?
Same side, yes, on the west side.
Same side as the gate.
Yep.
So I want to sling a rock at the held harpy.
Oof. It is held. You're supposed to be automatic, but you're flinging through a. You're trying to sling it through a. You're
Rules
proficient.
collision.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because that really doesn't make any sense. But you know what? I'll go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. There's nobody on your guys' side, so as long as nobody else is at the gate, is anybody else at the gate? Because your weapon requires like a lot of space to sling the the sling stone. Is anybody else there?
I'm just where I need to be to keep firing.
Okay, so you're at the gate. Actually, I think Jareth was there too, right?
Yeah, I think we were all up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you had something that didn't require a lot of space, a sling, I assume, is going to take up as much space as a two-handed sword because you're spinning it around your head. So, unless you're going to tell everybody to get the fuck back so you can fling a stone, I'm going to say no go. Unless you want to try and maybe hit one of your friends.
No, I don't want to hit one of my friends. I guess I'm done.
Okay. Sorry. That's kind of a difficult situation. Jareth.
All right, I'm trying again with the staff spear. Is it still at -2?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I will say no because she's not paying attention to you now. She's got bats and she's pissed off at them.
All right, I'm going with just a straight -3 then.
Okay.
Still targeted, okay.
Yep. Oh, look at that. You hit.
Woohoo! See if I can get
Roll
this
the
damage right.
Yep. It's the non-large one. There you go. Look at that. She does not look happy. Next.
Chicken on a spit.
Indeed. You're gonna advance. Next person?
No,
Harpy number-
I don't want the harpy to go.
Well, she can't because she is held. The next person is Miramar. Miramar, you can shoot your bow. You can go to a harpy number 2 or 1, whichever one you want. Although 2 is
on
easy
1.
shot. Yeah. Okay, go for it. That is a hit. And that one collapses to the ground. Whenever it dies, are you going to keep concentrate? Well, I'll do that when I get to next round. But it collapses to the ground, the one to the east, with the 2 arrows in it. Roll initiative. Alright, looks like everybody's rolled. Baez.
Okay, I continue concentration. Is she actively fighting against the swarm?
No, she is dead. On the ground, with the
okay.
bats fluttering around it.
Awesome. Okay, good. Then I can release my concentration.
Okay.
That's what I do for the round then, because that was my action, was to concentrate on that flux. So I guess I'll just have to prep a spell for them.
Okay. Are you sure you can't move it? Is it just?
I'll double check. Let me look real quick.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. It says area of effects temple cube. Green. Okay. Caster must remain stationary and undisturbed to control the swarm. If his concentration lapses or is broken, the swarm disperses in 2 rounds. The swarm is stationary once conjured.
Okay.
So
Yep.
yeah, I can't move.
Very good. Alrighty, push this next guy. Which is Grimlock. This is his 2 attack round on a harpy that's just standing there.
It didn't go to me though. Did he not pass? I didn't hear the ding.
I'm
No,
still
that's
waiting.
my fault. Sorry.
There
Okay,
you go.
just wanted to make sure I didn't miss it. All right. So my guy, you want me to just?
Damage twice.
So I'll yell out to the guys, "Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna share. I'll pass you guys some through the gate."
Now,
Yeah,
the one leg you've been hacking on is almost hacked off, for sure. And with that, she collapses to the ground, and the spell that was on her dissipates. guys appear to be dead. Combat has ceased. So, with that final blow to the creature, you kind of turn and look around the room to get a better idea of what it is. But like I said before, it's 30 foot wide, about 80 feet long. The door is dead center to the north in the north wall. Southwest corner has a door, and right where you're standing, just 10 foot north and to your left, is a panel on the wall that kind of looks like it is, either a doorway or a new, somebody put a wall here recently or something. All through the room, every 15 feet, are two pillars in the center of the room, all the way to the south. So what is Grimlock doing?
Okay, so that new construction that you're talking about that's in the same wall, I'm going to go check that out and see what this is.
Right.
Looks like there's, and I'll yell at the party. I said, it looks like there's this piece of wall isn't like the rest. Check it out.
Give me a D6 in the tower, please.
Okay.
I'm going to pull out my packed ration out of my ears.
Okay. All right. You find that the section of the wall is indeed what appears to be the back side of a secret door, but there is no mechanic or no way to open it from this side.
Okay. I will. I'll go over to the gate and talk to the party and let them know that, hey guys, it looks like this is one of those secret doors, and I can't open it from this side. And I'll give them exact how many feet it is. It's along this wall, and I'll tell them exactly how many feet it is from the portcullis.
It's 30 feet north from where you're
I'll
at.
tell them it's 30 feet down the wall.
So now you guys are all kind of standing there at the portcullis. You want to give it a try again with all of you there and see if you can lift it?
Yeah, we can do that. You guys want to help me this time?
Sure.
So what I'm going to do is I'll let the three largest of you, because there's only so much space that's there. So I'm guessing that's Miramar, Barney, and Jareth.
Really? I'm one of the
strongest?
three biggest dudes?
What's everybody's
Strongest.
strength?
Oh my gosh.
I'm 18, 22.
Garten actually has a strength of 13.
So does Jareth.
Jareth, Barney, and Miramar all have 13.
Wow, we're all at 13.
Every one of you. So it doesn't matter. All right, so what I want
Garten
you to
will
do
chill everybody on.
is give me a D20 in the tower, Grimlock, with +3. Or strength check, sorry, with +3.
Oh, hold on. Change it.
One second. The gate gets up about 3 feet, 2.5 feet, and it's about to collapse. You guys, all four of you holding it, can barely hold it.
I'll tell one of the shorty.
Garten rolls through.
All right, then the thing slams down again. All right. When that happens, you hear a creaking sound to the south, and that would be Grimlock. The door to the southwest, you see it start to slowly start open.
Okay. I'll tell Garten to take a look at the secret door over there. I'm gonna go see what's over at this door. What's going on over here, and I'll start to head in that direction with my axe.
Okay. Garten, are you gonna go do that immediately?
Yeah, I'll see if there's any way to get it open from this side.
Okay. You're going to be doing that. Miramar, what was your question?
Before he steps off, I'm just going to remind him, hey, remember, we can still act like we're supposed to be here.
True.
Yeah. We never took the cloaks off.
Right.
You are correct. Alrighty. So with that, Grimlock, you begin moving south, and out from the doorway steps something that you have seen before. And there are many of them behind him. They look like ghouls. They don't care what your affiliations are. They know that you're living and they want your flesh. So with that, roll initiative.
Okay.
Garten, go ahead and give me an intelligence. No, what would be good for you? Find and remove traps in the tower, please. Okay. While Grimlock was making his way south, you were examining the wall. You are unable to find a means to open the door from this side. You assume it's a one-way door. You're going to need to find a way to get to the other side if that's what you're trying to do.
Does Garten think it's like one of the hallways outside? Since he traveled, down the other ones, does he think it goes into one of those hallways?
Do you have... You don't have anything underground related?
Nothing,
No.
Nothing
If you were a dwarf, I would give you the chance, but you're not sure distance-wise how far. If you know in your head that about 30 feet is not as far as you went, and you know that the passageway went farther than this, and so you can. What you know is what your character knows as far as that goes.
Yeah.
If you were a dwarf, I would give you some information, but I can't really do that.
All right. Well, since I can't determine that, I'm going to see if I can... There was another door in here as well, though, correct?
Mm-hmm. A door to the due north, farthest point, dead center in the wall.
And the southwest one was the one that opened up?
Yep, that's the one with the ghoulish-looking creatures coming out of it. And in fact, we can...
Sounds like bears.
That's ghouls, actually. Why? I don't know why they sound so weird, but... One second. Yeah, there we go. That. Rats? Why do we have rats? We don't have rats. How about we do this? Hold on. I think I like this one better. There you go.
Apache war drums?
Is the drums bother you? It's
No.
skeleton. I'll turn the drums off. All right, Garden, you are the first person to go on this round.
And it's like 70 feet to the north door?
No, from where you're at, it's only about a 10-foot diagonal step.
Okay, I'm gonna go over it and see if I can hear anything at that door.
All right, make it hear noise, and then move it to the next person. You do not hear anything. Bias.
Okay. The ghouls. How far away?
They are on the other side of the portcullis, and you are on the wrong side of it.
All right. It says my range is 30 yards for a sleep spell. So if I can reach them, that's what they're going to get hit with.
Okay, you know ghouls are not affected by sleep spells.
Oh, I do? Oh,
Yep.
crap.
And also, the doorway where Grimlock is fighting is south, so it's out of the line of sight of the portcullis also. Unless he backs up all the way past it and lets them come to him, which he certainly could do.
Got it. Okay. So I couldn't see him anyway.
Right. But sleep, charm, hold persons don't work on ghouls, and you know this as a wizard. That's Wizard 101.
All right. Yeah, I can't do anything other than grab those bars and try to bend them or lift. So I guess I'm done.
Alrighty. Ghoul number 1 was the one that had stepped out from the door and is going to attempt to bite Grimlock and misses. Grimlock, what are you doing? You got a ghoul in front of you, and just inside the doorway you can see there's at least 5 more.
Yep.
And they're all pushing their way out. What are you going to do?
So, in the most defensive fashion I can, I'm going to retreat to the portcullis and hold a defensive posture.
Okay, you
right in front
want
of the
to...
gate.
Right in front of the gate. Okay, so you can certainly do that. It will use your attack, but they won't get free attacks.
That's why I didn't roll an attack initiative. I rolled a move initiative.
In fact, because of that, all the rest of them won't be able to attack because they were all moving. And so they were moving out as you were backing up, and the combat for them is gonna. That's what they're doing. So I will move to the Jareth.
Is there anything in range of my spear?
There is 3 ghouls around Grimlock. One of them is standing over the body of the harpy that you guys killed to the east. So yes, that would be ghoul number 3.
Ghoul number 3 is in range of me, standing over the body of the harpy we killed. All right, then I will target ghoul number 3.
Two misses.
Spectacular roll.
Sweet. Next.
And FYI, I'm purposely standing close enough to the gate so that Robbie can grab my ass with the intent.
You can grab your ass. Okay.
Yes.
Barney, it is your go.
Okay, is Grimlock where I can reach through and touch him to heal
Certainly.
him?
Yeah.
He wants you to touch him on his ass.
I've put my ass very close to the gate.
His head is probably more your level, but yeah, if you really want to, you could touch him on the butt.
Well, I'll drop to a knee and reach through and gently cup his left buttock and cast a cure moderate wounds on his ass.
Okay. Wow, look at that. Alrighty, my ghouls are moving into position. Miramar.
Start taking shots.
Alrighty, 6, 4, and 3 are viable targets from where you are at. 3 would be the same one. It would be across from Grimlock, the same one that Jareth is attacking.
Seeing him attack 3, I'll go after that one as well.
Okay. You guys can see who your other friends have targeted, right?
Yes.
Okay. That one hit. Oh, damage. Moving in position. New round, roll initiative. Alright, Garden. Oh. You're not going to go first. I thought you were. Oh, yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am.
All right. What you gonna do?
Did I hear anything at the door?
No, you did not.
I'll see if it's open.
It appears to not be locked or held. Oh, let me double check. 1 second. Alrighty. Okay. So you're wanting to open the door or just find out if it's locked?
Just find out if it's locked at this point.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't appear to be. It's kind of like the door to the south. Looks old, but doesn't appear to have a lock.
All right,
Just kind of has a little pull handle on it.
I'm going to move back to position to try and stab one of these ghouls in the back.
Alrighty, you are invisible, so you can easily do that. The very first one in your, the combat list, nearest to you would be ghoul number 3, and that's also the one that's right next to Grimlock 2. You won't need to make a move silently for me, but you will get backstab damage if you can hit it. So go ahead and give +4 to hit. That is a hit. Roll damage, and I will add additional damage. So it doubles, yeah?
Yes.
Oof, he does not look happy. Well, he didn't look happy to begin
Let me
with.
take off my invisibility. There we go.
Okay. Baez.
Okay. I still can't see these things.
You can. There are at least 3 that are within the line of sight of the portcullis, and you know that there's more coming up from the south because Grimlock is hollering about it.
Very good. So what? Okay. So I'm going to target whatever I can see. Which one would that?
So you can. You're gonna do is it flaming sphere, right?
Yeah, flaming sphere.
Let me get a 1 second. Alright, so there is a open spot on the opposite side of ghoul number 3 to the east. So there's it's 30 foot wide, so there's Grimlock, ghoul, and then open spot. So you could put it there.
And I should drag the effect on me so the timer works, right?
Right.
Correct?
Yep.
Does it have a vocal? Like when you start casting that spell, do you chant some certain runes?
That's a good question. It has verbal, somatic, and material component.
Yeah. So, and you've cast this multiple times before. So
Yep.
as soon as I hear him starting to do this, I yell out, "Don't burn the chicken!"
You might cook it. All right, so you bring it into being. It immediately is going to hit once. So make ghoul number 3 save. I think is the way it works, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And then you do damage to him. He saved. I think it does no damage if he saves, right?
I'll double check.
Yeah, it's this thing has got too much things for me to remember everything.
Yeah, no, I understand. Fear rolls. Creatures in contact with the globe must successfully save a spell or suffer 2d4 points of fire damage. And it says save negates. So yeah.
Okay. So the ones that are within 5 feet, did they get a save or did they just take damage? Ghoul number 4 is within 5 feet of ghoul number 3.
Those within 5 feet of the sphere's surface must also save or suffer 1d4.
Okay, so make 4 save as well. And if he doesn't, do the extended range, not directly contacting range.
I'm sorry, it was number 4?
And it saved as well, it looks like. What you can do is, on the spell, if you open it up with the gear, you can just drag the save thing directly instead of hitting the cast every time.
Okay, cool. All right.
I'm looking at moving that save button up there because I want the melee attack. Because some spells require melee attacks and they show up as casts, and so it'll cast and it's just in too many dice roll. It doesn't look pretty. But anyways,
All right, cool.
so if you would rather do it that way, you certainly can.
Yeah, because I got to keep putting the spell back every time I use the cast button for a save.
Yep. Alrighty, if you are done, move to the next person. Alright, this guy is moving into position. I need you to give ghoul number 5 a save versus your flaming sphere.
You cut off there. Is that a save versus my sphere?
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of your sphere, ghoul number 5. You did not give him 1d4 damage.
And ghouls are highly flammable, so he should burst into flame.
Yeah, okay. He is not. He stopped at the flaming sphere because it burned him, but so he's kind of stuck. He can't get to either one of you guys. Ghoul number 3 is the one you guys have been beating on. He is burned and hacked and backstabbed, and he is going to roll and see if he's going to go between Garden or Grimlock. He's going for Garden. Claw, bite. Bite first. Miss, claw. Miss, claw. Miss. Ghoul number 6 is to the south of Grimlock. He is going to try to get dinner out of this. He's biting Grimlock. Misses, clawing Grimlock. Misses, clawing Grimlock again. And that one hits for 1 damage. I need Grimlock. You need to save versus paralyzation, please. And you do not.
Damn it.
Miramar.
Staying on 3.
Alrighty. Give it a shot. That is a miss. That is a hit. It's probably going to take him out. Right between the eyes, and you take him out. Barney.
All right, can I see all these ghouls now in front of my line of sight or no?
You can certainly see a good many of them, at least 4 or 5 of them, for sure. You know there's some still coming up from the south.
Okay, well, I'm going to present my holy symbol forth and attempt to turn these guys.
Okay, let me go ahead and remove
the
the dead
blessed
guy.
light of Paylor.
I'm going to move. So you can target 4, 5, 6, and 1. 2 is not in the room yet. Basically everything but 2. Alrighty. And click the turn undead button and cross your fingers.
I just need to click it.
Yep. And it looks like you have turned Ghoul 5, 1, 6, and 4. Turn undead is a level 4. You rolled an 8. Let me check my charts, because we haven't used this very much. I wonder why my debug window didn't show anything.
Yeah, I was looking at it, and I think I needed a 4.
Turn undead. So you are level 4, and you're turning ghouls, and you rolled an 8. So certainly, yep, you turned them. So all the ones that you had targeted, begin to move away from Grimlock and Garten. In fact, they seem to be moving back into the room that they came from. Getting out of the range of your holy symbol that's shooting out beams of light, hurting their eyes. So, next person. So, number 4 is moving. Number 2 was unaffected. He is moving right back up to where ghoul number 3 was. It's dead. And that's his action. Ghoul number 1 is turned and moved. Grimlock is held. Paralyzed. Jareth.
If ghoul number 3 is dead, is there any other ghoul that I can attempt to attack?
Yeah,
I need to move.
the only one that wasn't turned ran into the room as the other ones began running out. And he took the position of ghoul number 3 where he was standing, so you can target ghoul number 2.
All right.
Miss. And advance to initiative. All right, new round, roll initiative.
You still want me to roll initiative even though I'm paralyzed?
I don't know. Does somebody have a remove paralyzation?
I'll holler out and tell him I'm going to eat his chicken if he doesn't wake up.
Our first person is Baez. So Baez, there is ghoul number 2 is the only one that's actually there in the room. There are 2 others that are in the room, but they are turning to leave. So ghoul number 5 is actually one that's within 5 foot too. So you can do 2 is the primary target that takes the 2d4 if he doesn't save.
But you said the others are leaving. What's Ghoul 2 do?
He is fighting Grimlock, or about to eat him, or either that or Garden, one of the 2. Yeah.
All right. Well, he's gonna get a flaming sphere up the ass.
Okay. He did not save. 2d4 damage. All right, and this guy. There spells. Okay, that one didn't save either. So give ghoul number 5 the at 5 foot range damage.
Okay.
Because he hasn't moved yet. Alrighty. And you can advance now. Grimlock is held.
Oh, it automatically rolled initiative.
Yep, it will. Yeah. Ghoul number 6 is that one's out of the room now. Barney, what are you doing?
I'm going to continue to keep the holy symbol presented to keep the ones that are turned.
Okay. There is a new one in the room if you want to attempt to add it to the turned creatures.
If that is possible, yes,
Yep.
I would like to do so.
Yep. Target ghoul number 2 and hit a d20 or hit the turn undead. And he is feared by
He
your
should've blowed up
god.
with that roll.
Yeah, he doesn't have turn or disintegrate yet. So he runs. He doesn't get to do nothing. He ran away. Actually, as he's running away, Garten, if you want to stab him in the back, you certainly can. And I will even give you the backstab damage if you hit. So
I will attempt to stab him in the back with my short sword.
Yeah, because he moved right in front of you and was going to attack Grim, but...
Nah, I'm not going to get that. Thought it was going to go to 20. I really did.
All right. Ghoul number 1. He is hiding. And Miramar. Ghoul number 5 is the only thing in the room. He's kind of off in the corner behind a pillar, so you're going to be like a -2 to hit him if you want to shoot at him.
Yeah, I remember the last time Brother Journey did this, that when I hit them, it took them out of this effect.
Okay. So you don't want to
So,
shoot?
so I would not. I would hold my fire.
Okay.
I'll hold an attack if any of them turn to
Gotcha.
actually be aggressive.
Okay. And Garton.
So they're moving towards the room that they came out of.
Yep, moving back southwest.
Are they going into that room?
Yes, they're getting out of the light because as long as Barney is holding his holy symbol through the portcullis, the light is shining on them, and they just got to get away from it. So that's what they're doing.
If they go in that room, I'm going to shut the door and see if I can spike it shut.
Okay. So we have one ghoul that's still moving in that direction. He hasn't run into it yet, but if you just want to wait until he does, you certainly can.
That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, I will move initiative. Put you at the end. Go ahead and go to the next person then. I will put you at 99. Ghoul number 4 is in the room. Jareth, he is the ghoul number 5 is not within range of your spear.
Ghoul 2, you mean?
5. 2 is all of them. The only one that's even in line of sight is ghoul number 5. All the rest of them have moved off. In fact, I wish I could target them all and hide them, but I can't. So.
All right. So I don't know what else I can do at the moment except backtrack backtrack to where we came in and look for some kind of release for this gate.
Or a way to get to that secret door.
The secret door's on your side of the gate, if I recall, right?
It is,
Yeah.
but it probably leads to somewhere.
Right. But I'm not going to go wandering off by myself to someplace we haven't been. That sounds suicidal. I am going to backtrack the way we came. Without a map, it's hard to describe. So I'm going to backtrack and see if I can find some kind of hidden thing. You know, I'm not going to do a full secret door check. That takes too long. But I'm going to see if I can glance around and find something that doesn't look right.
Okay. And I will certainly let you do that. You move off, and you're right now you're in the passageway that you guys turned right on. So, going back and left, south, and then left again will take you to the stairs. So you can examine all of those areas. If you're not looking for secret doors or anything, you're just looking down the hallway to see if there's any levers or something on the walls. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's kind of it. And I'm a half elf, so I get a chance to kind of find secret doors anyway.
Right.
If there's a secret panel or something like that.
Okay, so we will get to you at the end of the round. Ghoul number 5 runs off into the room behind the door, and Garton moves up, and you close it. Do you have any spikes?
What I have is a dagger, and I'm going to take one of my daggers or two of them if need be, and try to wedge them in there using the hilt of my short sword to knock them in.
By the way, I have iron spikes in my back.
Well, for now, I'm using my daggers because I don't know you have them.
Alrighty, you do that. And we will take you out of combat. You are down there at the door. Your daggers are in. They don't look like they're going to hold it very long if somebody puts any kind of major effort behind it. But right now, you do not hear anything on the other side of the door trying to get out. And next person was Jareth. Let's see. Jareth, you run up and down the hall from the entryway to here, and you do not find any hidden passages or panels or levers or wheels or windlasses or anything like that.
All right.
And Grimlock is still standing there, gritting his teeth, drool rolling down his chin. Doesn't look happy. What are you guys doing? Oh, and your Well, fire flaming sphere expired.
So if we're out of combat, I'm gonna saunter over towards Grimlock and his chicken. And man, this looks pretty delicious. I think it's time to eat your chicken.
Are you gonna eat the flambe, or are you gonna eat
No.
the?
I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just trying to provoke the dwarf to wake him up.
Well, he's not asleep.
I
He's
know.
just like his eyes are just wide open. He's gritting his teeth, and drools come out of his mouth. So he doesn't look happy.
Chicken.
All right. Anybody else? Thoughts?
I saw
My
some-
thought is this a good time for a 5-minute break to go?
Absolutely, yeah. It's right at 10 o'clock. We'll take a 10-minute break. Come back at 10:10 or 11:10, wherever you're at,
I'll be right
or
back.
8:10.
Be back in a bit.
Yep.
All right.
10 minutes. Sounds good.
And Bill's back. Alrighty. So, you are making fun of Grimlock. And eventually, Grimlock is no longer paralyzed from the ghoulish claws. So, what is the plan?
As soon as I come to, I make a comment. Says, "This happens every damn time. I yell chicken, and every freeloader in the village shows."
Well, I tell him, I've got that door daggered shut, but I don't think it's gonna hold for very long.
Yeah, I'll go add spikes to it. I've got iron spikes in my inventory.
If he does that, I'll take my daggers back.
Okay.
How many spikes you think, Garten?
Is it wooden door and frame?
Uh-huh.
One at the top and the bottom.
Okay, 2 spikes. I will take off 2 out of my. Done. And I will also brace it with myself and tell Garten to go figure out a way out of here. Use your rogue.
Probably have to go through there, but that's the way our luck goes. I'll go check the door to the north.
Okay, what are you doing?
I think it's unlocked, so I'm gonna go ahead and I will open it.
Awesome.
Are you back to it being invis now?
You
Not
open the
yet,
door?
No.
And as you do, you see these 4 huddled figures in the middle of the room. They kind of all look like they're chewing on various pieces of something. And as the
Close
door opens up, they turn around and look at you, and they all have these glowing red eyes and long fingers with nails on the end of them, and they turn and begin moving in your direction. And that is going to be 7, 8. Yep. Can't believe I don't have icons for these. How embarrassing is that? 4 ghouls, same creatures that are in the south, are in the north room, and they certainly may notice you when you open the door. So what we're going to need to do is first we're going to need to roll initiative for those of you that want to act. Grimlock, you are down there holding the door to the south, yeah?
That's right.
Yeah. Alrighty. So our first person to go is Grimlock. You just going to stay there and hold it? I take it?
Well, it depends. Do I hear Garten yelling out or anything, or do I? I can't see what's going on.
Yeah, it's too far for your infravision.
So if I don't hear anything from Garten, yeah, my character's remaining in place. Do I hear anything on the other side of the door?
No. You don't. At least you don't hear anybody trying to bash the door down.
Okay.
Unless Garton is going to say he was screaming, then no.
Well, I assume I have to scream on my initiative.
Well, I'll just put. Where are we? I'll put Grimlock off the end. So our first person will be Barney. What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to, if I can see these things, I'm going to try to force them back into the room so they can shut that door if they want to.
Okay, they haven't come out. And with your light source, how far does that go?
Probably not that far. I'm not sure.
If you can look it up and let me know. Because it's at least 40 feet from the portcullis to there. And they're not out yet, so I'll put you at the end of the round and you can tell me what you want to do then.
Yeah, it's just a 20-foot radius globe. Basically like a torch.
Okay. So the first thing that happens is ghoul number 9 turns and just leaps straight at Garton because he's like right near the door. And he just tries to claw. Oh, that was a bite. Now he tries to claw. And claw again. And all 3 of his attacks missed. Ghoul number 10 moves southward by 10 feet and attacks Garton at the door. Biting, which hits for 1. Clawing, which hits for 1. And another claw, which hits for 1. I need you to give me a save versus paralyzation, please.
In the tower?
Yeah, sure. Or out in the open, doesn't matter. Oh, yeah. You rolled a 1. You are paralyzed with fear. Jareth.
Boy, I'm really having a hard time finding anything I can do that's going to help. They're too far away at this point. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll yell, "Hey, come here, you foul, filthy cretins!"
Okay.
Let's try not to be.
That's okay. All right. And we'll go to our next in line, which is ghoul number 8, who is going to take a bite out of Garton for free. Because he is held. He automatically does damage. 3 damage. Ghoul number 5 is not doing anything.
Okay, I'm still stuck on the other side of that portcullis.
Mm-hmm. You are.
Okay. Well, I got shit that I can do except for try to lift the gate.
Yep.
With my massive 10 strength. Is that a bars or a door?
It's a portcullis type door. Steel slabs.
Okay, so that would be Ben Bar's lift gate.
Mm-hmm.
And this character sheet's not going to roll that for me. I just have to.
You would double click your strength, and you would need. Let's see.
I rolled over. If I'm trying to go under.
That's not the roll I was looking for. But yeah, you would need to make a 2 or below on your roll, I think. Let me double check.
Yeah, it says bars 2 here.
Yeah, you need to roll under.
Under a 2 on a.
He's checking to see if you gave yourself a hernia trying to open it.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to roll under a 2. At least. Assuming there's no modifiers. So, next person. Which is Garden, who is now drooling and clenching his teeth and wishes he
Wishing he
yelled.
had some chicken.
Yeah. Ghoul number 7 is going to join the meal and take a bite of Garden. Miramar.
Holding shots if they can bring them to us.
Well, let's see how far you are from there. You are 40 foot away, so you can see that you can't get a shot at them because they're behind Garten. They're behind kind of a doorway, and but you can see there's some things in front of Garten, but he's not moving. They're just kind of like taking hunks out of his neck and shoulders and that sort of thing. What do you want to do?
Can I take a shot then?
Sure, -8. I mean, it's way off, and you're behind portcullis. They're behind a doorway, and there's 2 columns in the way too.
How would I do -8? Do the 5 and then the 3?
There is a effect thing. If you go to the modifier, the plus/minus thing at the top right, you can. Those will be additive, so you could like just hit the general minus, 1 5 times or 8 times, or hit the general -5 and then -3. That should be a total of -8.
I think I'll hold for a clear shot.
Okay. You can do something else if you'd rather. Try to lift the portcullis or whatever. Okay. Grimlock, you hear nothing from Garten at all. You can hear some ripping and tearing and that sort of thing, but that's it.
Okay. That ripping and tearing sounds a lot like the ripping and tearing the ghouls were doing, and I'm not hearing anything from the door behind me, as you said. So I will run and go check on Garten. And I don't know how far the distance is, but if I can get far enough and see that he's in danger, I will grab him and pull him back to the portcullis. That's my intent. You can tell me how many turns.
Okay. You can certainly move up to him in this round, and your move base is what, 5 or 6? I can't remember how many, if you're overloaded or
I
not.
think it's 5. Yep, 5.
Okay. So yeah,
But
you
I
can
am
get up to
running.
him and grab a hold of him. He seems to be like you were, paralyzed with fear or something like that. It's not moving, so you can certainly grab a hold of him and start dragging.
But my intent when I'm doing that is I'm trying to also, because I'm assuming I get there and I can see that he's wounded, right? Significant.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will.
Yeah, he's been bitten
try to
several
get-
times.
Yep, I will try and get the ghoul's attention. I taste better.
So the best way to do that would probably be to just push him out of the way and take his place. Right now, they're all kind of standing in the door, just biting at him. They're like, going to make a meal out of him, and he's standing right in front of the door. If you take his position in front of the door and push him out of the way, you will certainly be able to do that. If you pull them back, they're going to be able to get a free attack on both of you for just running away.
Okay, I'll push him out the way then. I push him far enough to where I can at least grab him though, because we got to get out of here. I can't survive against 4 of these guys. If they hit me once, they paralyze me.
Okay. I will let you, since you're only moving up and getting in between him and the ghouls, I'll let you get a single attack because it was about charge distance, less than your max charge distance. So.
Okay. I will. Which ghoul is the most threatening to Garten?
8, 10, and 9 are all right there in the front, but 10 is the one right in your face. That is a hit.
Okay. And they're not large, correct?
No, they are not. Oof. You killed that one outright. Chopped his head clean off.
That'll work. And I'll pass turn.
All right, Barney, you are going last. I forget why. I guess you were going to try to turn them? Was that why?
Yeah,
Okay.
if I can see them, but
Yeah, unfortunately they're not. I mean, they can't see you, which is the key. They need to see you. You need to be able to see them. And between you and them is two columns, a doorway, Grimlock and Garten, and various other things. If they were in the room with Grimlock, certainly would let you do that. But they can't see you.
gotcha.
Or your holy symbol is technically what it would boil down to, I guess. All right, roll initiative, gentlemen. Wow, I did not think this room would be that difficult.
I think if we were all in it, it wouldn't be that difficult.
No, yeah, I agree. Miramar.
Or we'd all be dead already. Either way, one of the two.
Garten is held. That guy's dead. Baez.
Oops, there we go. Wrong button.
Between you and the portcullis is 40. How many? 40 feet and 2 pillars, and that's the distance between you and the guys, so you can barely even see them. In fact, unless Barney is standing there shining with his shield that's lit because he's got light cast on it, you can't even see that. And that's assuming his light goes 40 feet. I think it does.
And that's like off to the left or the right. It's not like
Yeah, your
directly
left.
ahead of me.
No, it's not straight ahead. It's absolutely left, and you really have to crane your neck and jam your head up in the slat to see it.
Okay, who's stuck on this side of the portcullis with me?
Baez, Jareth, Barney, and Miramar.
Okay. I got shit for spells. Yeah, I might. You know what? I might have to delay because my initiative rolled so high and I didn't even have a chance to really think through what the hell I was going to do. Let's see. Screw it. I'll try again on the gate. You never know.
Okay. Give it a roll. In the tower.
Why didn't that work?
Just drag your strength check into the tower.
Okay.
Or in this case, a D20 will work too, because I know what you need.
There we go. Oh, close. Getting there.
And next. That is ghoul number 9, who is going to target Grimlock and try to take a bite.
I would.
Claw. Oh, that's nat 20. That hits. And another claw. Oh, another nat 20. That hits. So 2 nat 20s. I need you to give me a save versus paralyzation, Mr.
Oh,
Grimlock.
this is gonna suck.
Oh well.
Ghoul number
Nice
8
knowing you guys.
steps forward and takes a bite out of. I don't even need to roll to hit. Just damage. Miramar, what are you gonna do?
Let's all open this gate.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab a hold of the bottom of the gate.
Okay. And
For
Jareth,
everyone.
you're gonna try to do the same thing?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the way we'll do it is there's only 2 people that haven't acted yet. Oh, actually, Barney hasn't acted yet either. Barney, you want to help him?
You know it.
All right.
You guys
So
might want to be ready to prop something under the gate that's solid in case you can get. Because a couple times we've got it to come up partially. You know what I mean? If you have one person sitting there waiting to prop something under it, that'll keep it open. Maybe you guys can crawl underneath it. You know what I mean?
That'd be a
Just
good idea.
just a thought.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll. Baez is standing there. He can do whatever you guys want. He didn't do well. He tried to lift it, but
Yeah.
I'll let him. If you've got something that you guys can stick underneath there, or he can be the person that does it while the other three try to lift. But so what we're gonna do is Miramar will be the one that does the roll. He's going to get a +2 bonus, which is going to be a -2 technically. So what I want you to do, and you can do this out in the open, roll a d20 with a -2. And your number, your target that you want to hit with the -2 is 4 or lower. So you got a 10. You guys are unable to lift it, so there is no need to worry about sticking anything underneath it. And that was Barney, Jareth. Grimlock is paralyzed. Ghoul number 7 takes a bite out of Grimlock. All right, those of you that can act, go ahead and roll. If you can't, if you're held, paralyzed, petrified, whatever, you don't have to. Alrighty, so our first person to go is Miramar.
I'm still gonna try at this gate.
Is that what all you guys are going to do?
Yes.
So what we're going to do is just put you all together at once. We'll let Jareth do the roll this time, although I know it's not his initiative. But I'm going to go ahead and let all 4 of you guys go at once with this, and Jareth will be the one that rolls since he hasn't rolled yet.
D20.
Yeah, it'll be a d20, and hold up. See, this time is Baez going to help?
With lifting, I
Yeah.
can, but
Okay.
you guys need somebody to put something underneath it. That would leave nobody to wedge the thing.
It's up to you guys.
What do you guys want me to do?
Honestly, I think the plan is just to get under it as fast as we can if we get it up at all. Just be ready to move under.
Just we're not all gonna make it. If
So, Jareth, give me a wisdom check, please.
oh no.
I believe that's below your wisdom, isn't it?
Below my wisdom, yes.
Okay. So you know that your spear is very, very strong.
I can jam it under there.
Uh-huh. You know it's magic. It's practically indestructible.
Yeah, I'll shrink it down to its shortest. I'll jam this under it.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
All right. So there's going to be a -3 to the roll, which is good because you want to get 4, I believe. So Jareth, go ahead and roll a d20.
Any modifiers?
Yeah, -3. Which is good in this case. And look at that. A
Roll.
Open it all the
-3.
way to the top.
So you guys lift it up, and Jareth is able to one hand stick his spear underneath there and say the word and extend it up to 10 feet, and it holds the portcullis up. It's not all the way up into the ceiling, but it's up enough to where you guys can get through and he could get the spear underneath it. And that will be, I'm going to skip all the guys that actually went first. So Baez has went. Goal number 9 is going to take a chunk out of Grimlock. Barney went already. Garden is held. Ghoul number 8 is going to take a chunk out of Grimlock again. Ghoul number 7 is going to take a chunk out of Grimlock because he's in the door. Jareth has went. All right. Roll initiative, please. Bias.
Sorry. Where? I always get lost. Here it is. Okay.
Alrighty. You go first.
All right. Putting that
What do
in
you
my
want to
bar.
do?
Oh, let's see. I can move into the room. It's got pillars, right?
Mm-hmm. You guys are in the southern part of the room, and the north part is where Grimlock and Garten are fighting at a doorway, or they were. They're standing there petrified right now, or paralyzed, getting eaten by ghouls.
Box lunches. All right. Fuck. I am out of flaming spheres and fireballs and all sorts of shit. Yeah. There ain't much I can do other than run up and try to get the nearest dude. So, I'm gonna go for Garten since he's smaller and lighter, and start trying to get him out of there.
Okay, so you are able to move into the room, find where Garten is. It's kind of dark and shadowy, but you can see him, and you grab a hold of his, cloak and shoulder and start pulling him back. And next up,
You just cut in and out. I lost your voice.
next up, Barney.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward and try to turn these guys, basically as soon as they can see me.
Okay. You're going to move into the room about 30 feet, maybe a little less than that, and you can immediately start turning the guys. You can target all three of them that are there in 7, 8, and 9. Oh, nat 20, look at that. All three of them immediately squeal and run away from the light.
Excellent.
And yeah, they basically fall back into the room they were in. He is turned. Jareth.
Everybody's turned. I'm gonna try and just see if Garten is around. Is he invisible? If I
Baez
lay
has got a
eyeballs on
hold of him.
Oh, okay.
Baez has
What
hold
about
of him and he's
Grimlock?
trying to pull him out. Grimlock is he's standing at the door
Yeah,
that now
right by
has
the
no
gate.
enemies on the other side. No, Grimlock is on the
the
north
door,
end of
right.
the room. Yeah, the north end of the room where the ghouls were.
And he's just standing there because he's frozen?
Paralyzed, yep.
All right, I'm going to try and pull him back.
Okay. Garten, Grimlock, Miramar.
I think at this point, I would just move into the room and hold my aim at the doorway if they were to come.
Okay. You move into the middle of the room. Well, middle being the center column, the center part between the columns. You can see the doorway to the southwest that is closed and it's got 2 spikes in it. And you can see the doorway to the north, which has got Grimlock and some other people standing in front of it. It's not exactly in the middle of the room, but you're in the middle of the southern section of it. I don't know if it's 30 by 70 or 30 by 80. That is the end of the round. And what I'm going to do, since we're at a point to where they're not going to do anything until you guys change the way you're doing it. And I know Barney's going to hold his turn undead up. So you guys are able to pull Grimlock back and Garten back to you guys basically all just kind of collect around the portcullis. And eventually Grimlock, not very much longer than when you get him back to the portcullis where the chicken legs are, he and Garten both come out of their paralyzed stupor. And nothing has come from the north or the southwest. Jareth,
Okay.
give me a D6 in the tower, please.
I
sorry,
could
who?
probably.
Jareth, give me a D6 in the tower, please. Okay, thank you.
Robbie, we could probably use a heal or two. Garten especially. Looks like I'm at about a little over half.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
percentage-wise,
but
you're hurt more than I am.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I've only taken 8 damage. It's about a third of my hit point. You've taken over half.
Oh yeah, I have. Check that out. I was looking at it the wrong way. So yeah, I could probably use it. Anyway,
Guess who-
I'll request a heal, but I'm gonna move over towards the door that's spiked and listen to see if I hear anything trying to get through it from the other side.
We probably need to spike this north door too.
yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this door, but I'll tell you I'll throw you a couple spikes, Garten, so you can go take care of it.
And I will do that. We'll go spike the north door closed.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hold the turning up until we get that done. Then I'll look about.
Okay. After the doors are spiked and you stop holding your holy symbol up, you don't hear the creatures immediately bashing and kicking on the doors.
Okay.
So you have an opportunity to do something, Barney, if you wanted to do something else.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some healing here.
Okay.
While he's doing that, the room, other than those 2 doors, it's all solid wall, or it appears to be.
Looks like
know-
it, yeah.
We know where that secret
I-
door enters into this room. We just don't know where it comes out on the other end.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta go check on a kid.
I want to start searching the walls, essentially, along the way from the port for any secret doors or any,
To the north or the
Please.
south?
like, to the north.
Give
Towards the
me
north.
a D6 in the tower, please. You do not find any. Although Garten can point out something if he wants to.
The secret door that we found, or what?
Yeah, he didn't see it. And in
Oh,
fact,
I
neither
point-
did Jareth, which is why I was having him roll too.
I show him where I say, look, there's a door here. It just doesn't open from this side.
Once he points it out, you guys, both of you can see the where it's at.
Is that towards the north or south from the portcullis?
It's north of the portcullis on the west wall.
Okay.
It's 30
Thanks,
feet
Barney.
up from the portcullis.
You're welcome.
So you have ghouls trapped to the north, ghouls trapped to the south. What do you want to do?
I think we need to clear the north.
Garden, have you checked that secret door for how to open it?
Yeah, and I can't get it open from this side. Apparently, it opens from somewhere else into this room.
Right.
And I'll talk to Grimlock to see if we can try and figure out where that other point may be. I tell him where
I'm back.
I've been. I tell Grimlock where I've been if he thinks the other end of that secret door may be in any of those passageways.
Yeah, I'll ponder on that.
Okay. Give me a D6 in the tower. At the same time, I want Miramar. Give me a surprise in the tower, please. All right. As you and Garton are discussing the distance that he moved and what he saw and what he found and that sort of stuff, you realize after with his description of how many paces he took that, he went farther than the room to the north went. So you're fairly certain that the passage that he was talking about goes beyond any useful area that you need. However, as Miramar is looking at the secret door wall and he turns around and starts listening to your conversation, at that moment, two creatures come through the secret door. Both, let's see what I got here. Looking like the other creatures, although they're larger and their skin's a little gray, but they are. Where's my daily jobber?
Thanks for the heals, by the way.
Not a problem.
All right. Sorry, I wanted to get the noise going. The two ghouls step through, and as they do, they're attacking Miramar. Everybody is shocked and stunned and surprised that they're coming from the secret door, which Spangly failed his surprise check by 2. So they're going to get a free attack on before everybody else gets to go. And it's going to be 1 claw each against Miramar. That's a miss. And that is a hit for 3 damage against Miramar. Miramar, go ahead and give me a save versus paralyzation. And you failed. I need Jareth, Baez, and Garton. You guys are the ones that are near the northern. You're in the northern section of the room. I need all of you guys to give me a save versus poison.
Okay.
I can do it for you if you'd prefer. All right, Garton failed.
I found it.
And you guys can make these out in the open, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Jareth failed and Garton failed. So Jareth, Garton, and Jareth, and Baez succeeded. So the stench is so bad that you begin to retch, and mechanically that makes you attack
hold
enemies.
on. We should have had a plus to that save. We've been around a dwarf for a long time. We know what stench is.
All right. Go ahead and roll initiative, gents. All right, it looks like everybody's rolled. And as they step through and begin their attack, Jareth, Baez, Garton, and Miramar, give me a intelligence check. If you also failed the other thing where you're sick, don't worry about it.
So if I failed the poison check, don't worry about it?
Yeah, because you're sick. But those of you that didn't get to... All right, Baez, you are not affected. So you see the secret door that they stepped through begin to swing shut. Garton, your go.
Well, I don't see it swing shut, so I'm going to attack the closest one. Who is it?
That is ghoul number 11. Let me drag that on him.
I should have him targeted.
That is a miss.
All right, I'm going to try the dagger now. That's a miss.
Why is it not attacking him? What are you using to swing that's not... Because you have him targeted, but it's not hitting him.
I have a short sword and a dagger.
No. I mean, what... Are you using macros on the bottom bar to attack it, or
No,
the
I'm
actions?
using the one straight out of the character sheet.
So if you double click the short sword,
Yep.
straight up.
Short sword.
So why did it work for me? That's weird.
I do not know.
I don't know either.
Wait, let me advance it.
Yeah. Barney.
I can see these guys, or more effectively, they can see me.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to turn them and push them away.
All right. Let me check one thing before you do. You are level 4, yeah.
Yes, but I turn one level higher.
So that would be level 5. So you need a 16 or above to turn these because they're gas. And you recognize them as gas because they reek. So depending on this roll, I don't know how I've got this set up code-wise. It may just be straight up hit dice. So go ahead and throw it and we'll see what happens. I may have to revert some of it depending on how it goes. Like I said, you need a 16 or better. Did we roll a 16? No, we rolled a 3.
No.
So, did not work at all. They are immune to your good graces. All right, next person.
I do notice it says as level 4, so
If that needs to be 5, you can change that value in the little gear that's above your combat thing. There's a turn undead level. You can just set that to 5. Or no, don't do that. Let me try this. Untarget them. And then click the turn again. I want to see if this does it. I think it will. Yeah, there's it. Okay, so I just need to put an effect on you of turn level 1, and it'll boost your level by 1. But is it against undead only, or just, well, there's only undead. Never mind.
yeah, it just says turn as one level higher. That's what it says.
Gotcha.
Reach the payload.
Okay. All right. So our next person is ghoul number 10. He is going to randomly determine who he wants to eat. Who swung at them? I think Garten is the only one that swung at them, isn't it?
Yeah,
He's
swung
gonna-
at him.
Yeah, he's gonna go for Garten. Bite, claw. You hit by 1 claw for 3. Oh, 2. Save versus paralyzation, please. You are paralyzed and vomiting all over yourself. Bias.
Oh, shit, sorry. I was pressing the wrong damn button to cue the mic. All right. Yeah, so that door is starting to shut. I would like to try to dash forward and jam my staff in there to keep it open if I can.
Certainly. That will take your action. You will basically swap places with Jareth. Jareth kind of, unless Jareth says he doesn't want to, doesn't realize what's going on, but he can move out of the way at your request.
I will move.
Okay, so
Very
I'm gonna
good.
switch places with you guys. And that will be your action for the round. Ghoul number 11. He is going to take a bite out of Miramar, because that's who he hit. And he is paralyzed. So he just automatically does damage of 1. Wow. Jareth. Nearest ghoul to you is ghoul number 10.
I'm going to attack ghoul number 10 with the short sword.
Okay. That is a hit. Nice, max damage. And next person is Miramar, who is held. Grimlock. You can hear your party fighting. You can even see the ghouls and your party members up there fighting. What are you gonna do?
Yep, I'm running over there and I'm gonna take a whack out of one. That's the plan. I don't know how far they are away, so if I can get far enough to whack at them, I am. Otherwise, I'm just gonna run as far as I can to get to
Yeah,
the
you
party.
can certainly charge up to the ghouls and make an attack with a charge. So you'll get +2 to hit.
Okay. And which ghoul's been hit already?
You don't know.
Oh, so one ghoul doesn't look more damaged than.
They look like they're rotten and undead. So they all look like they've been tore up before.
Which one appears to be more threatening to the party?
The one that's nearest to you is number 10.
Okay, number 10. We're going.
Yep. That is a hit.
Are these large?
No. They're just a little bit bigger than the other ones. More muscular. Oof. Okay, so now that one definitely looks more hurt than the other one.
Okay.
Everybody rolling this. Yeah, half of his arm is hanging off. Baez. All right, Baez, what you doing?
Yeah, just panicking. Hold on a second.
You've got your staff in the door holding it from shutting.
Yeah. Which leaves me nothing to attack with. I'll look around. Is there anything nearby I can pick up?
In the room, there is, in the immediate vicinity, let me see. Give me a percentile roll. And if it's 30 or below, you're going to find part of the harpy's nest that is above you. And it's a, oh, you don't find it. There's nothing within grabbing distance that you can use.
Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna have to hold because I don't know what to do at this point. So I guess I'm standing there looking around trying to figure out.
You're standing kind of behind Grimlock as he's fighting the other two. So, Grimlock, you see that Baez is holding the secret door open with his staff so that it won't close.
Okay.
And Garten is held. This guy is going to try to bite the thing that just tore his arm almost completely off, which is Grimlock. Claw. Oh, bite. Claw. Oh, that claw hit. For one. And another claw. And it's a miss. I need you to make a save versus paralyzation. And you do. Jareth.
I will attack the ghoul number 10 that
All right.
got targeted.
That is a miss. Next. Miramar. Grimlock. 2 attacks.
How far is the secret doorway that's closing?
It's right next to Baez and you. It's within, like 5 feet of you.
Okay. How hard would it be for me to? Because basically, what I could have him do is like wedge the my smaller axe to keep the door, because it's of high quality as well. So maybe that would help with that. I'm not sure. So,
I can tell you that his staff is not going to break because he's basically just holding it open right now. His staff is stuck in it right now. He's just holding it open with the staff.
Okay, so
it's not
be holding.
Right, but it's keeping him occupied to do that.
Okay, well in that case, I'm swinging a Ghoul 10 again.
All right, go for it. That is a miss.
And second swing.
Oof.
Really?
That is a miss as well.
That's it.
Barney.
I want to close and attack ghoul number 10 if I can.
Yep, go for it. That is a miss, sadly. Ghoul number 11. The only people right in front of him are the 2 paralyzed guys, and he's just really enjoying eating the little hobbit. So he's going to do it again. You take 1 damage as he chews into you. Roll initiative. I'm really liking that ringing. That really...
Yeah, it works out well.
Yeah.
Are you having to do it manually?
No, it's been doing it on its own. It's just that there's of the 3 rings, one of them's kind of quiet. Alright. Baez, you're holding the secret door open?
I am. If I let go of my staff, is it going to stay open, or do I have to stand here and hold on to it?
It looks. I mean, you're extending your arm and just sticking it in there. If you let the staff go, it's probably going to fall. Because there's no bottom to the door, it'll probably just slide out.
There's no bottom to the door. Okay.
No frame, and you're on the other side, so.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess I got to stay here and hold this. I'll just be Hodor.
Well, if you've got a spoilers, motherfucker. If
you haven't watched it yet?
No. I stopped at like season 2 or 3 because I got fed up and I was going to wait until they were done and then watch them all at once. But if you've got a dagger or if you've got some spikes or something very handy, you could certainly jam one of those in there, and it would stay. But that's up to you.
I do not have a dagger. Where the hell is that? Shit, that's in my backpack. Yeah, I'm about as useless as a tits on a bull. I really don't have anything handy.
Okay.
I can
you
start
can sit there and
shrugging my
hold it.
backpack off.
You can do that too.
I'll start shrugging the backpack off so I can try to get into it next round.
Okay, it'll take. I mean, you spend this round doing it while you're doing your best to hold the staff in there, and next round you can try to put a spike in it.
Okay.
Next person. All right. He's gonna take another bite out of the hobbit. This time for 3. Rule number 10 is going to keep attacking Grimlock because he's just really pushed his shit in. He bit him for 2. He clawed and missed. He clawed and missed. Make me another save versus paralyzation, please.
Oh, jeez, you have to do it every time.
Yep. Yeah. Dude, back when we played in the day, it was every single claw, bite, all 3. You had to save 3 times. So
And it sucked just as bad as it is right now.
Not nearly, man. Jareth.
All right, here we go. Ghoul 10.
Yeah. That is a miss, sadly. Garten is paralyzed. Grimlock is paralyzed. Barney. Swinging at number 10 again?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
All right. That is a miss. Miramar. Oh, he's end of the round. Roll initiative. Yeah, that was the very light one. Just waiting on Jareth.
For initiative? Yeah, sorry.
Yep. All right. Baez, you are spiking the door.
I am.
All righty. Garten is paralyzed. Ghoul number 11 is going to take a bite out of Garten the paralyzed. And these guys don't do any damage.
Damn good thing.
Yeah, no kidding. Number 10 is going to take a bite out of Grimlock because he really doesn't like that dude for 2 damage. The Grimlock is paralyzed. Jareth.
Damn.
That's miss. Next. Miramar is paralyzed. Barney.
I'll take another whack.
Four. That is a miss. I need, at this time, Grimlock. Even I know you're paralyzed. I need Grimlock, Barney. Jareth, you made the save last time for the stink, didn't you?
That's why I'm at -2. I did not
Okay,
fail.
yeah.
I did not save against the stink.
Okay, so Grimlock and Barney, both of you guys need to save versus poison for me. Oh, look at that. Barney saved. Alright, so Stench Aura has affected Grimlock through paralysis as well. Jareth. Oof.
Spectacular.
Yeah. And oof. Garten is held. Barney. It's a hit. It's a hit. For 2 damage. Woohoo. Mar is paralyzed. Baez is. You have spiked the door. What do you want to do?
I will pull my staff free and start whacking at the nearest.
The guy right next to you fighting Jareth is Ghoul number 10.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, close.
Yeah, it's worth a shot.
Ghoul number 10 is going to switch from Grimlock to Jareth. He hits, bites for 3. He claws for 2. He claws again and misses. Jareth, give me a save versus paralyzation.
Okay. Supposed to roll lower than the number, right?
No. Grimlock is paralyzed. Ghoul number 11 is going to take a bite out of crime by eating the rogue some more. For 3. Roll initiative, all those of you who aren't paralyzed, I guess. Peace.
I'm paralyzed, so I didn't roll.
That's okay. You are. Ghoul number 10 is going to take a bite out of Jareth, and we just paralyzed. 3. Miramar. You are paralyzed, yep. Baez. 2. That's a miss. Grimlock is paralyzed. Garden is paralyzed. Barney is not! And he rolls 1. Ghoul number 11. Gonna keep eating on the thief. Roll initiative if you are still alive or still not paralyzed. I'm thinking. Yeah. Miramar, this is your last round of paralyzation, by the way. Grimlock paralyzed, Jareth paralyzed, Miramar's going to be actually, yeah, Barney.
I thought elves were immune to that paralysis shit.
You know what? You may be right. Let me check something real quick because I think these guys may affect.
I thought it was sleeper charm.
Yeah, you get 30.
No, it's a ghoul's touch as well, but maybe not a gas.
No, not a gas.
Yeah, I don't think they are immune to gas. I'm checking. Oh, yep, it even affects elves. Alrighty. Barney, did you go? Oh, no, yeah, there we go. That is a miss. Ghoul number 11 is going to take a bite at Barney. Miss. Take a claw, Barney. Missed. Take another claw, Barney, and missed. Garden is paralyzed. Gas number 2 is going to... Oh, I mixed those guys up and did 2 different... The other one was going to do. So I'm going to let... Goal number 10 is going to eat Garden. Because that's what the other one should have done. And Baez.
I ain't catching a break tonight.
Nope. Next. Alrighty, Miramar, you can roll now. Miramar, you are in melee, so if you want to roll initiative with that, its initiative is going to be better than +8.
Oh, I plan to move out of melee.
Okay, you're going to use a fallback maneuver. Just keep in mind, when you do that, you won't get to attack that first time.
Because of the distance, or just that
It's just
skill?
that action itself is you give up all attacks to back away behind your party members, and then you're going to shoot them. I assume that's what you're going to do.
Yep.
Alrighty, Baez. That's a miss. And he's paralyzed. Grimlock is paralyzed. Goal number 10 is not attacking Jareth. He is attacking Barney. With a bite. Miss. With a claw. That's a hit. For 1. Another claw. For nothing. Barney. Save versus paralyzation.
Well,
Jareth is paralyzed. Barney is paralyzed. Miramar, you're not paralyzed. Everybody around you, I think, is paralyzed, yes?
No, Baez is still up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to fall behind Baez, you certainly can, or you can do your two-handed, two dual weapons attacks. So, up to you.
Yeah, if I saw Brother Journey freeze up, I think I would just pull the short sword dagger.
Okay. Go for it. And 10 is right in front of you. That is a hit. And he goes down! Number 10 is dead. Ghoul number 11, however, hasn't noticed that his buddy's dead yet, so he's going to take a bite out of Garten again for 2. End of the round, roll initiative, although we don't really need to because we only have 2 people that aren't. Oh, bad, never mind. We should, I guess. Those of you that aren't paralyzed, go ahead and roll. Alrighty. Grimlock, Jareth, Barney. Ghoul number 11 is still going to keep eating on the halfling until somebody else attacks him. Garten. Miramar. Ghoul number 11. Nat 20, that's a hit. Three damage. Dagger. That is a hit as well. For 1. Bias. Goal number 11.
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, number 11. All right.
That is a miss, sir. Roll initiative. Garten, you aren't paralyzed anymore?
I'm not.
Nope.
Let me roll my initiative then. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, dude. Jareth is paralyzed. Barney is paralyzed. Miramar is not. Go for it. That is a miss. That is a hit. Stabbed him in the side for 1 damage. That is a hit. For 3. Grimlock is paralyzed. Baez. $17 is hit. Look at that. For max damage, too.
Wow.
Look at that.
Awesome. Change my name to Conan.
No kidding.
What'd you hit him with?
A staff.
Nice.
All right. So, Garten woke up. Miramar is swinging at him. Baez is swinging at him. So he's going to roll a d6, and 1 to 2 is going to be Baez. 2 to 3 is going to be Miramar, and the rest is going to be... It's Baez. Let's see if he can hit him. That's it. For a bite. For a claw. For another claw. That's a miss. I need you to make a save versus paralyzation. Baez. He makes it.
And he gives him the finger.
Yeah, Garden.
He's gonna swing at him.
Go for it. What is with your fucking rolls not rolling on him, man?
I don't know. I've got him targeted. That time I drug it off of the character sheet and dropped it in the chat window.
Yeah, on top of him?
I can try that.
No. That's okay.
On my dagger, I'll try it.
You do.
Did that
Yeah,
miss?
Yes, it did. By one.
See, I dropped it right on top of him that time.
That time it worked.
Not on my end, it didn't.
Yeah, it doesn't show you the hit, that stuff, but the other ones weren't showing at all to me as a GM, and they're supposed to.
Huh.
Which is weird because you haven't targeted. So I'm wondering if maybe I just need to have you relog, but I'm not going to worry about it tonight. Alrighty, both missed. Everybody roll initiative that's not paralyzed. Let me double check, make sure. Grimlock, this is your last round of paralyzation, Grimlock. Jareth is paralyzed. Barney is paralyzed. Grimlock is going to be unparalyzed next round. Garden.
I will attack again.
Go for him. That is a miss, sir. Ooh, that's a hit.
See, on here it doesn't show it's a hit.
Yeah, that's intentional. It should just show you red on the attack dice.
And it doesn't. It shows it as blue.
I don't know. I don't have my other client connected to see.
That's fine. Anyway,
It's just a way to make sure that if I want to make sure the values are right. Because remember that last time where I had rolled some zeros, and I was like, oh, that's not supposed to be rolling zeros.
And a 1.
Yep.
For damages. Wow.
Okay.
That's bad.
And guess number 11. It's going to do the same thing it did last time. He's going to attack Bias again. He bites him. For 2. Claw miss. Claw miss. Whew. Give me a Saver's Paralyzation again.
Alright, let's see what happens.
Make it twice. Make it twice. You can do it.
2 times?
Damn. No. Just make it, because you made it last round. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. I'm like, wait.
No.
Rolled it twice.
No, just once. Oh, look at that. You were showing up these motherfuckers. Miramar. That is a hit. That is a miss. Baez. I remember now why I was hiding those rolls, because I didn't want you guys to see that the damage was being resisted on something. That's why. That's why it doesn't show you the hits. Baez. Oh my God! Give me a D6 and a 6 again, man. Oh! He killed it!
He killed it.
Oh.
Outstanding.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Well done.
That is hilarious. Oh,
And the wizard just got a level of fight.
no kidding.
Damn right. You bitches can all hide behind me from now on.
Yeah, that was
Mage to the front.
Well, I had to do something because half the time I'm fucking useless because I use up all my spells and then I stand around holding my.
Hey, dude, not more useless than me. I'm useless. I spend at least half of our session every time.
Clerics with the hold persons and paralyzation touches with the undead really is just hard to cope with at times. Yeah. So
I gotta find you a ring of free action.
Yes. In fact, there was somebody you guys fought that actually had one of those that would have been very useful. All right. So what I'm going to do is we're going to, unless you have an immediate thing you want to do, probably pause it right here because it's getting close to midnight. I really didn't think it would take that long to cut through this part. But in the immediate vicinity, the room that you're in, all you can see is like there's some nests up top where the harpies were. On the ground, there's not anything of value. There's some twigs and some pieces of cloth and bones that look like they've been chewed on by the ghouls. You can see into the room to the west that's spiked open by Baez behind the secret door. Let's see. You can see a bed and some other stuff. And if you guys want to examine that room before we go, we certainly can. If you guys would rather hold and go on, start next week right here, we can.
I'm good either way. I could wait.
Yeah, I'm good either way.
Okay. We'll just save it there then. That was a lot more combat than I expected in that.
It was fun.
That was crazy. And so I'm going to put I'll post last week's video and this week's video. And you will actually, if you really want to, you can see the map of the combat, because I basically just had it zoomed in on the section and I was moving you guys where you were and where the monsters were and try to describe it using that a little. So, although I don't know if any of you guys are watching any of those videos. So
I do.
Okay. I will post the last one and this one.
And FYI, I really, really don't think I have any knowledge of what the map actually looked like. I don't see how having the map shown would put me in an advantage in any way, shape, or form. Just FYI, my memory is not that accurate.
This is not strictly for you. It's for me. It's easier for me because there's a lot of situations where, like, if this had been the actual map that you guys were using, there would have been a lot of times that some of you guys wouldn't have been able to get in an attack because they were surrounded by other things. But using your, kind of theater of the mind situation, and I'm looking at it and say, so I'm a little more lenient when it comes to that stuff, and I prefer to do that because I don't have to say no, you can't do that because there's somebody in the way.
Got it.
So,
and that's fine. It didn't bother me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
My knowledge, my brain is not that good at.
Is there a capability in Fantasy Grounds for us to map for ourselves, like to be able to draw a map?
I don't know. I will look. The map stuff and map tools is very crude for that, and I think I'm probably I don't think you can. I think I could, which kind of defeats the purpose. I can draw on the map, say right here or there, or with pencil and stuff, which really doesn't help you at all.
Right. Yeah, because I just thought if we had access to a simple graph paper thing, even if we could just draw simple lines and kind of sketch in like a map that we would be drawing as characters. Well, kind of like we did back in, the 80s when you sat down with a damn piece of graph paper and tried to scribble out what the DM was describing to you. That at least we might have some kind of reference for those that were a little bit puzzled, as to where everything was located.
Okay. I will poke around into that. I've never looked at I don't think there's a way to do it, but I will look. I know with FGU that the ability to have players do their own mapping and stuff is going to be there, but I don't know when that's going to be. So.
All right.
But
cool.
I just wanted to try it out tonight, see how it went. I was happy with it. For me as the DM, I preferred that tonight. Like I said, because it gives me a little bit more flexibility to not be so strict on who can hit what and who can get to what and that sort of stuff. So, if you guys watch the video and you see it, and you like, because you could see on the video that it's going to be. There were certain times where there were so many people around it, you'd know, like, oh, normally I wouldn't have been able to do that, but he let me attack it anyway. So if you want to see it and see the kind of the difference, you certainly can. And you don't have to, but if you want to.
All right. Yeah. It worked for me. Yeah. The upside is that as players, it makes us pay a little closer attention to what you're saying, because you gotta.
It does.
Trying to visualize what that stuff in my head so I can figure out. Well, wait a minute, what direction is?
Yeah, it certainly does. If I could stack my maps, like my DM map and the player map on top of each other, I probably would go back to the other way, and I may still. I can't stack them. I basically have to have two maps loaded and look at both, and it's very hard for me to utilize my desktop space for that. I can't really see both very well, and
Yeah.
with the one thing I liked about map tools is I could layer both maps on top of each other, hide the DM map, you guys couldn't see it, and then I would hide the player map so I wouldn't see it, or change the opacity so that it's different color or lighter, and the DM map would show through, so I could see exactly where things are. When I put the player map up, I'm like, where is the secret door? I have to remember it in my head, and I'm really bad about that. Like, I would have never remembered this trap that Grimlock set off if I had not used the DM map. So
That would have been terrible.
Yeah.
It would have made this thing like 10 times easier. Yeah. And I'm going to push out the experience while we're here in case group changes
Yeah,
next
I'd be
time.
getting close to leveling, I would think. I've been
Yeah,
level
I'm
3.
real close.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be enough.
Just keep in mind we're not going to level tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to save it there, and you guys can bug out.
All right. Nice.